party day today and a full weekend, man. It seems like just yesterday I saw you, and it was just yesterday. But so glad that you could join me today for this very special celebration. 1 year doing the color of motion. Man, 1 year. Uh, I don't know. I didn't think I'd make it, but hey, it's been a great year, and we are going to have a great, fun time today. Today, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Like I said, to help me celebrate this 1 year of doing this show. I hope you are having a great Sunday so far and a great weekend. My name is Don Terrell, and of course, this is the color of motion, where I like to say stories come in all shades. And I highlight people of color and diverse backgrounds in the industry of motion graphics, animation, visual effects, cartoons, and comics. This space that I love. And we are going to have some fun. We're going to start out, man, Mr. No Parking. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's viewers such as yourself, guests such as yourself. Uh, it says, hold on. I hope we are, let me see, showing on LinkedIn. Better, it says we are going live. And yes, it, I see myself on my page. So let me know, Miss Elizabeth. It is showing up on my profile page. So it does look like we are going live. So hopefully you have gotten a picture now. Let me know because it does say, yeah, Mr. Neil, appreciate you tuning in for sure. Like I said, this is my 1 year anniversary. And like I said, it's been a heck of a year doing this show. I've had some phenomenal guests on Fix Now. Appreciate that. Uh, Miss Elizabeth. I've had some phenomenal guests on the show, and you, the viewers, have made it such a fun experience being on the show, doing the show, and just tuning in and making the show a hit. I appreciate that. Like I said, when I started the show 1 year ago, you're never really quite sure how it's gonna go. Wasn't sure I was gonna be able to get guests on the show, but it's been going phenomenally well. I know who this is, Mr. Raul. I appreciate you so much tuning in, and he was a phenomenal guest on the show, and looking forward to having him back on the show for sure too. Like I said, it's just been a great year, and I've had such fun doing the show. Learned a lot, doing it, and picked up a lot of great skills. Met a lot of great friends, and I couldn't have asked for a better first year experience, and so looking forward to the next year. Like I said, it's going well. We are already booked up until March of next 2022. So, like I said, it's been going just so phenomenally well. I appreciate all of you, the viewers that are tuning in, the ones that will catch it on the replay, you know the drill. You know, always say, hey, you know, let me know where you're tuning in. Mr. Neil tuning in from Las Vegas there. I know he is enjoying that for sure. I always appreciate you, Neil, for you. You know, you're one of those ones that has been a loyal viewer, not only in this show but all the previous shows I've done. And so, like I said, I appreciate viewers like you for sure. Like I said, we're gonna have some fun today. It's kind of kind of off the cuff, not quite as scripted as the other ones. Got a very special guest lined up for this episode. Gonna have some fun, give you some great giveaways. Like I said, kind of look back on the last year, some of the laughs that I've had with a lot of the friends I've had on. Gotta give you a little heads up about what's coming up in the future for the Color of Motion. Got a lot of exciting things planned, of course, for this show. Uh, like I said, make sure that you know you do get plugged into the Facebook group community. That was a new thing that we launched a few months ago. It's growing fast. Got a lot of engagement. We share industry news, so I'm super excited about where that's going and how it's going so far. Like I said, the new site is going to be up, and like I said, got some exciting things that I'm going to unveil during this show. So super excited to you know let all of you know. Like I said, what's been going on and how things are going. Like I said, you know, I'm gonna have a little fun with this episode here. Show you a few, new things. Been looking at. Like I said, I haven't played with. I've got multi-camera set up, but I haven't really played too much with them in the show, and so decided to kind of flex a little on this episode and kind of just show you a little bit. I know I get a lot of questions about how I do the show, the setup and everything. So I enjoy kind of letting everybody kind of see. You can see my messy desk here. This is the kind of setup that I do for the show and how I get it running and working and all the equipment that I've had. Like I said, if and we're gonna look back on, like I said, some of the fun that I've had, and if you've seen anything from the beginning of the year, I've definitely come a long way with the show, and like I said, the things that I've learned along the way. So I appreciate everybody being patient with me on this journey. I appreciate everybody that's come along with me for the ride on this journey. Like I said, it's I'm just truly humbled at how the show has gone, and like I said, where it's going in the future for sure. Uh, you know, like I said, I'm not going to kind of give away a lot of the things that I'm going to, a lot of the future things for the show that's going to be kind of coming up a little bit later in the show. But I wanted to kind of take a little look back on just, uh, you know, some of the shows that I've done. I in no way could have pulled all of the episodes because that'd be a whole show in and of itself. I appreciate that. Let me see. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not. Let me jump over to my Facebook page so I can see. Mr. Wahid. Uh, Appreciate you tuning in. You're definitely gonna have to check out The replay for sure. But I want to take a few minutes just to kind of look back on just where and how the color of motion has come along. So please bear with me. So good. People like the content. That definitely helps the rankings for sure. Miss Palasomi.
Oh,
Hells yeah.
What's up, Uncle?
I gotta say that. Hells yeah, Alicia. We love you and your art and your love and life.
Family. See? Family. Latinos families. We support each other.
I love it. I love it, Miss Rachel. And I was so excited because that's what at the time, that's what they had used to do Jurassic Park. So I said, man, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Man, when he brought out all these stacks of manuals, he got South of mine and just plopped. Like he must, like I said, I got a bunch of them on my shelf right now. He must have brought out 7 or 8 thick ass. I want to say it, thick ass books of manuals.
Do it, Don.
I'm gonna cuss on my own show. There's 7 thick ass books of manuals. Everybody, I'm like gonna be throwing up all these links in the show notes. Like I said, I this has been. I'm not sure if Kevin's gonna make an appearance.
And here's my husband. Say hi. This is my husband, Kevin. He's a vocalist.
All right, appreciate you showing up there, Kevin.
Oh, sorry, yeah, headphones. But anyway, he says
hi. I appreciate him popping in there for sure. And
sometimes I just believe in a muse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where ideas like someone has like a muse is like when your muse is walking around and they got a brick. And on the brick there's an idea like you hit your table like oh snap. Because sometimes it's crazy because sometimes full ideas.
And so when I that's what I like to draw, and it was just those, and the teacher thought I was being demonic. So they were suggesting my mom to see I need to see a psychiatrist or a counselor. It was funny. Yeah, so she said it was kind of like a trip. Me growing up from the elementary school and all that. You know.
I see. We appreciate you tuning in from YouTube there, Mr. No Disguise, or we can get the W's in Apex.
Yeah, I play with him. Yep. That's my boy Darius. I play with him.
Oh, man. See, I specifically don't have video games or games on my computer because I know I would get lost in just having them on my computer and stuff like that. So
you got to get Apex. Go ahead and get it. You all right? You be all right. You're gonna have a new computer set up. You got to test it out a little bit.
Hey, I love Peanuts and I love Charles Schultz.
Yeah.
That was the reason I got started. But hey, Franklin looked like Charlie Brown. Just saying.
That's a thing.
It's like, okay, I get it, but it's like now, people have become more aware of, man, that don't really look like us now. But I had this conversation with
character art that I don't really enjoy, and that's the retopology stage.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
When you take
yeah. You can't have, they don't want no like 10 billion. Man, we can't move this. You got a retofo for all the people out there that may not know what retofo is. It's really shaving down the polygonal count of a model to where it's movable in a game.
Yeah. If you have 10 million polygons, say you got a character's 10 million polygons, you have to reduce that 10 million down to something animatable. Basically, you got to get it down to like 30K. From 10 million to 30K. A character has to be 30K. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, we're not doing a piece of film here. This is for a game. This is for a game, man.
I was like very proud of it, and I was in Bangladesh at that time, and they were screening it in a packed theater. I'm like, oh my god, my name is gonna pop up, and I'm like flying high in the sky. And I chatted with my father. I'm like, my name is gonna be there, and my father is like, who's gonna read that name? I'm like, that's a valid
like
question.
that. I think they. I'm not sure how genuine a lot of these studios were after George Floyd passed, but
Yeah.
they started to do that. If you're people of color, review your resume, your portfolio. I mean, these young kids were happy, man, and I'm like, man, that's a slap in the face. It took this brother dying, but now you want to give us look.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like that, man. But at the same time, you have to take what you can get at the moment.
As you can see, like I said, those were just a few of the funny times and moments that I've had. Like I said, I've been able to have with a lot of my guests and friends, and it's just, as you can see, I love to laugh and I love to have fun, and all of my guests have been like that and just had such a great time doing it for sure. Um, like I said, this was something that I was looking forward to. Wasn't sure, like I said, that I would get this far, but it's definitely just been such a blessing, and I'm gonna say it so many times during this show. Thank you, thank you to the viewers and my friends and guests that have been on this show. It's just been a blast. So I definitely want you to engage and be a part of it for sure. I think this is what that said that. No, this is Mr. Wayne Carnegie. Appreciate you, Wayne, for popping in and saying hello for sure. Another awesome guest that I've had on the show. Like I said, it's just been a fun ride for sure. And I want to get into, like I said, my very special guest and friend. Um, like I said, he may not know it, and I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna say this, when he's on air, but he really set the tone for my show, um, and how it went forward, moving on, and how it was going to go. And like I said, I definitely can't thank him enough for doing it. And I'm gonna, like I said, we're gonna dive right into this. My next guest, very special guest for this episode, was born in Miami, Florida, to a military family. He grew up drawing his whole life, from an early childhood of playing sports. He's always had a love and appreciation for animation, which inspired him to pursue that degree. He went from being a homeless Hurricane Katrina victim to graduating top of his class with a 4.0 GPA. And this is, like I said, now he is in sunny California. he plans uh, he plans to create compelling characters that drive the story, which is why he created the cartoon Team Supreme. It's about a group of pint-sized kids who all have a disability, but they also have amazing superpowers as well. He wanted to create something so outside of the box, which he did, and close to home because he was tired, like me and so many other kids and people like me, tired of seeing the same type of cartoon. He has been featured in several magazines and on major media sites like A Plus, Ozzy, and attention, which this specific feature went viral with 6.5 million views. Now he has done character designs for Nickelodeon, Netflix, Drake, Bareback Scratcher, Dime Life, Black Skulls, and more. And currently is working at Illumination Studios out in California. Please, like I said, everybody help me welcome my very special guest and friend, Mr. Joshua Leonard. Joshua,
What's going on?
so good to have you back. So
What's up,
good
man?
to have you back on the show.
Hey, you can hear me now. You can hear me now, man.
If you guys saw the clips, Joshua was my very, very first guest on the show. And hey, like I said, you can definitely see the progression of the show. I totally screwed up the audio. So I said I definitely owe him another show for sure because I screwed up the audio. And like I said, so hopefully I've gotten much better. A little bit better since then, for sure.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Thank you so much, man. And I said it a little bit ago, but I'm gonna say it to you now, man. I owe you so much because, like I said, you were the first guest that I had on the show. You're the first one that said, "Yeah, man, I want to do your show," and excited about doing it. And you kind of set just the tone of the show and how it was going to go moving forward.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I'm glad you say that because I'm still waiting on my check. A deal's a deal, brother.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
No, but we do have, like I said, we do have a swag bag that is coming to all our guests. So, for sure, man. Like I said, you know, I was, it was a new show. I was just not sure I was going to get anybody, on the show. And I know how, some guests can be about, well, you're just starting the show. It's like, wait till you get a few people out and come back to me or something like that. But, you were, and I was just so blown away by your work, what you were doing, your style. And we're going to, take a look at that. Just in everything that you were doing, especially with Team Supreme, and just the work was just phenomenal. And like I said, I was just blown away. And as you can see, it was just such. Oh wow! Let me zoom. This is gonna be interesting here. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do because I got you cut off here. Oh well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Back it up like that.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, I was just so blown away by your work when I saw it on LinkedIn. I said, okay, I got to reach out to this brother and get him on the show because it was just, the work was just crazy good. And like I said, what you were doing with Team Supreme and your idea that you had in mind for it was just because I have a nephew that has autism, and it was just such an inspiring thing for me. And like I said, I owe you a lot for so your checks in the mail, man.
You don't owe me nothing. You don't owe me anything, brother.
But like I said, it's just, you do such phenomenal work that, like I said, I just, I was just blown away. And I think, like I said, at that time when I first, connected with you, you were in Atlanta doing, freelance work with Netflix and
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, you're
I'm
still in
still here.
Atlanta. Okay, so
I
you're
meant to correct that. No, I'm not in LA yet. I still do freelance. I'm still
okay,
in Atlanta.
okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
But you're not working. You were working part time at Home Depot.
Full time.
Full time. So are you still there doing that full
Still.
time?
I
Okay.
do both of them. Yeah, man.
Wow, this is a hard working brother here, man.
Multiple streams of income, man.
Hey,
good.
I am not mad at that because that's exactly what I'm working on, man. You gotta have multiple streams of income, for sure. And like I said, a lot's happened to you, over this year, since we first connected. Like I said, and you went from doing work with Netflix, then you went to Sony and was doing work with them. Then jumped to another company. Now you're doing work with Illumination Studios, and if I'm not mistaken, that's those are the ones behind Despicable Me and the Minions, right? Yeah. So
and the new Super Mario movie.
Yeah. So just phenomenal work. So kind of like I said, get me up to, I've been following you, but get us up to speed about just how things have been going, with you and what's going on with Team Supreme. What are you doing with all your, all the projects you're working on? Not to get deep into that, but just like I said, you've had a lot of stuff that's been happening to you over this past year, and I've just been excited watching it.
Yeah, man, and shout out to all of your guests and you. I still know a lot of the guests that you had on the show. I know a lot of them, man. Shout out to all of them. Really, really well done. I just talked to James about a week ago.
Yeah,
man, that's my brother right there, man. So we always,
I love James.
I'm really proud of him, man.
Yeah,
we kind of push each other.
Yeah, he's made some moves over this year as well. So super looking forward to having him back on for sure. Too.
Yeah. And he tries to downplay his stuff. I'm like, brother, nah, man. What you doing in the industry is major. Okay?
Oh, man.
How you moving up and making these moves, man. Blessings to you. Keep going, man. I'm really proud to see that and to call him a friend, man. He's a good dude. He was one of the like original person to help me with Team Supreme in the beginning.
Oh, really?
Like he stayed on the phone with me for about 2 hours, giving me like the rundown of the animation, what do you call it? The pipeline. And what I was gonna make a short film originally. So I have all of these notes, and that's when he was at Nickelodeon. He broke down step by step of what I needed to do, and that was just super helpful, man. And ever since then, we just we still communicate all the time. So, but where I'm at now, man, like you said, I did do Netflix. I worked on a show with Netflix and a movie that got greenlit. So shout out to Frank Abney.
Oh yeah, Frank. I'm still trying. Frank, if you catch this, man, I'm still trying to get you on this show.
I'm gonna get him for you.
Yeah, still trying to get Frank on this show. Awesome work for sure, man.
So him, the other brother that's at Netflix that you did, he got the show greenlit as well.
Everett
Downing. Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
You know what? I was supposed to work on his show, but Frank picked me up first.
Oh, really?
I was supposed to do visual development and character design on his show.
Yeah, I'm super excited about his show coming out.
Yeah, what is it like? My dad,
the bounty hunter.
Yeah, man. Yep. So shout out to Mr. Downing. And then from Netflix, I think I went to Sony Immersive.
Yeah.
So can't really talk about that project, but I was a concept artist on it, and that, man, the technology, crazy.
I can imagine.
Crazy, man. Y'all are gonna love this. And then after Sony Immersive, I went to Baobab Studios. Baobab always wins. They win Emmys all the time for their animation, and they do a lot of interactive stuff.
Okay.
So they always win Emmys for that. They just won like several just this past one. So I went from Baobab to where'd I go next? I don't know if it was Illumination or not. I think maybe it was. But that's what I like about freelance. Like when I get done with this little contract, word of mouth, I get picked up for another one.
Yeah.
And
So for you though, like I said, I guess, that's a good thing in the sense that you get to move around, but then in some instances, for some, they don't want to see that kind of lag or gap in between finishing a project and then starting another one. Has it been a very small gap for you or none at all for you moving from one project onto the next project onto the next?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I guess it's been kind of, I can't say it's been a gap, man, because I always talk to Frank. I'm always in communication with the old studios, and I may reach out and be like, hey, I'm still available if you need this.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm really grateful because I went from having to fill out applications and applying to now recruiters
coming to you.
Get me. Yeah, they come to get me for we love the way you draw Black people. We need exactly that. We need you for this specific. So I'm getting things like that, man, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome, man. But until I get actual full time at an animation studio, I have to continue to pay the bills. I got a 16-year-old daughter, so
and I saw the video. She went wild when she got her car. So
look, that's where the money went, man. I don't get to see that money, man. That went to that car, man. So, but I'm, like I said, I'm grateful that I was able to have those gigs and save that money to bless my daughter. She's a straight A student. And she's doing great, man. She's a good athlete. Yeah, we're not paying for college, man. If it ain't
see, I got your car to get to college. You can you can do the rest yourself. So for you, obviously, it's been a crucial thing building these relationships with people like Frank, like Everett, and all the other people that really, like you said, make it so that you're not having to fill out applications. You can just call and say, hey, I'm available, whatever you got coming up, would love to work on it. I mean, has that been a very conscious, pivotal thing over this past year, going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like a hustler, man. I don't make excuses, and I always go and get it. So even when, the studios will let you know we need you for this amount of time. So after that amount of time, I literally just start doing my own thing again, drawing more designs, and then kind of promote myself. And so if you notice one thing about me, I don't ever draw like other characters. I usually make my own stuff up, and I really promote myself.
Yeah.
And like I'll draw Batman and stuff like that was old stuff. I haven't done that in years just because I want them to know, like, man, look, I got imagination. I'm gonna create this. I want to show you this. I know how to do this. One thing I wanted to mention real quick, when I was a student at the Art Institute, I think it was my sophomore year, maybe a freshman, but I worked on a short film called Mila, and I don't know if you saw my post.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
And so they got they're eligible for the next year's
Oscars. Yeah.
And I want to let whoever's listening, I did not get paid. I didn't care. I was a student, and what I did, I saw it was a flyer on Twitter. It was like, we're looking for illustrators, animators, boom, boom, boom. And I hit them up. I was like, hey, I'm a student. I'm doing this. I would love to learn. I just wanted to learn. It was my first step in the animation industry. And shout out to Chinzia. She's the director. She's the one that gave me the chance to to work on that movie, and you see what's going on, man. Like it's winning
Yeah.
all of these awards. It's a blessing, man. So
Yeah.
it's that full circle how it comes back around.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you feel like I said, not enough young or just starting out feel that way? They want to get paid or they want to do this, as opposed to, hey, I just want to learn. I just want to connect. I want to soak up whatever it is I can. Do you feel like that's kind of what's missing in some of the up and coming ones, or what?
Yes, I do. Because, and I say I didn't get paid, meaning physical
Yeah.
money. I got paid more than money, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Just my name being attached, I'm in the credits and everything.
Yeah.
Being attached to this, having Chinzia as a mentor to, like, that's the relationship that we have now and that we've always had. She's a big reason why I was getting these gigs. She's the one that introduced me to Everett Downing.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
she emailed all three of us she was like, hey, Joshua is this, he's awesome, he worked with this, boom, 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 you're gonna love him. And then that's how me and Everett started communicating.
Yeah.
So in the long run, I got paid way more than I ever could have, you know. So and I talked to Chinzia a couple of days ago, man. I'm so proud of them, but I think that it's the mentality. It's the mentality, man. And I get it. Like I said, I got a daughter, I need to pay bills. I know how it is, man. You need the funds to do stuff, but I'm still, everything I do is meticulous. Like I plan everything out. James, same, it's all playing. I'm like, this brother, he's trying to do what I'm trying to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
We're both trying to progress as Black men in this industry. We need to have more diversity and inclusion. So what he's doing, I saw that and I'm like, man, I need to befriend this brother. I need to learn as much as I can from him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not with all that crab in the bucket stuff. If I see you trying to
hey man, where are you going?
Yeah, man, we trying to progress, man. I'm like this, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
you got to. And like I said, it's such a small industry.
It is.
And building relationships is just gold. I mean, that's really where it's all about, is building those relationships so that, it may not be an immediate thing, but you stay in contact, you stay true to the reasons why you're friends with them and really wanted to learn and connect. Opportunities will start to present themselves. And like I said, you may not get paid dollars in the beginning, but what you gained out of it, and because she's gonna do more stuff down the line. Everett's gonna do more stuff. James is gonna do more stuff. So all of those relationships, they're worth their weight in gold.
I'm telling you, man, and it's you're 100% correct, man. And funny you say that because James went to Hello Sunshine.
Yeah, Hello Sunshine. That's when I interviewed him. He was working with Hello Sunshine.
Right. So he was high up over there. And I remember I was on lunch at Home Depot. He hit me up. He's like, hey, are you available for some character? I mean, just that relationship right there, the fact that he thought about me instead of going to get, it was a blessing, man. And it's crucial. You're right. The industry is small. And that's why I try to do my best work, because when I get done, I want them he did this for us, it's good. And that's what it's about, man.
And like I said, they're gonna think of you first on their next gig. And like I said, and that was kind of the main reason I was really so happy about getting James on, because I think he was really the first person behind the scenes. He wasn't an artist per se. He was more in the production and really, the putting it together. And so, like you said, building those type of relationships with people that are really moving up in that space, it all fits together as a piece.
For sure. And you see now he's at Warner Brothers. So, and he's up.
He's moving up. Yeah, he's moving up even further. So, like you said, you're just happy for them and excited for them.
Yeah, for sure.
So for you over the past year, what's been in kind of, your biggest growth you feel artistically wise?
Man, that's a good question. I think for me, like you talking about like drawing or like in the
Well,
industry?
I mean, as a whole, because like I said, it's not just your drawing, it's
Yeah.
your the connections that you made, the things that you learned. Like you said, at Sony, it's just the technology that you
Yeah.
saw that was just mind blowing. I mean, for you as an artist, what what would you feel has been, like I said, your biggest growth during this whole year? Because you've
Uh,
done a lot. You
yeah, I
really
have,
moved a
man.
lot.
I think just learning the behind the scenes aspect of because each studio is different. Um, we do have the art reviews and things like that. One thing I do, like Illumination, we have reviews like every other day. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
very and I'm not used to that,
Yeah.
but I love it. I love the pressure. Um and I'm just learning so much behind the scenes, and I'm grateful to be working with like these top tier 30-year industry um these guys, man. I forgot my guy's name. I think it's Guillermo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He worked on Shrek, and I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah. Guillermo.
and
Yeah.
um just a ton of stuff. He was there with when DreamWorks was started with Katzenberg and
Yeah.
Spielberg. So
Spielberg, man. Oh man.
I mean, I'm literally on calls with him like every other day, man, and he told me straight up, he's like, we love your artwork, we love your energy as a human being, we love what you believe, and we love what you bring. Like Illumination is dope, man. They treat me really well,
That's awesome. That's
and I'm
awesome.
learning a lot. I'm learning so much behind the scenes stuff. Um,
Does that still kind of? I mean, do you still get that kind of feeling like, wow, I'm like you said, I'm talking with Guillermo, I'm talking with all these people that are just you know, for a long time watch their stuff. Does that
yeah,
still kind of take you aback sometimes? Or have
yeah,
you
it
gotten
does.
to the point now where you're comfortable in your skin, your skills, and what you can do?
Yeah. So one thing about me, I'm a very confident human being, but at the same time, man, very humbled and grateful for these opportunities and to meet and work with these geniuses in the industry, man. Nah, I'm always gonna be like taken back by that. But I also know like I work hard enough I should be where I'm at. I work hard.
Yeah.
This was the goal. So I'm not surprised because this is what you dream for this stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it for this stuff. But
Yeah.
to be able to work and to learn from these big time greats, man, is amazing. And then as it pertains to like Team Supreme, working with Jason Weaver and Hillman Grad and Lena Waithe, and I mean on calls with all of them, like it's a dream.
Wow.
It is a
Wow.
dream job, man. I mean, and I'm humble, man. I really am. I just talked to Jason a couple of days ago, man. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
It's
And
awesome. It's amazing.
I'm curious. How do you balance a full time job and still do the work that you do? I mean it's hard enough part time doing it and trying to
Yeah.
do this, but how do you balance getting on calls and having to keep yourself available, but still, like you said, you got to pay the bills, you got to do
Yeah.
this, that type of thing.
Yeah, it's tough. So I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym first thing. So I kind of plan my day. I'm a big time planner. So I have to work out, eat, then I go to work for 9 hours. So I work from 1 to 10, get off, eat again, shower, and then I know I gotta go 4 hours for Illumination.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. I usually do my calls with them on lunch at 6 p.m., which is
Wow.
3 p.m. in LA.
Yeah.
And those are like 20-minute calls. And those are literally just art reviews. They give me some notes. And when I get off, I fix that. I fix the notes. And, but I'm tired, but I've been doing this. I
Yeah.
went to school full time. I work full time. And
Yeah.
I was still doing artwork for NFL players. And so
It's
Just
nothing for you.
it's how bad do you? I want this stuff really bad, man. I'm
Yeah.
really the awards and stuff that does not matter to me. It's awesome, but
Yeah.
I know my purpose is bigger than all of that, man. What I'm doing with Team Supreme and the way I stress diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
That's my purpose here, man. And I happen to do it with art.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, will there be? I mean, obviously, there's going to come a point where you're going to, like I said, step away from that full-time gig to move
yeah.
totally into your thing. Do you feel like, I mean, that is, I mean, I have a feeling it's coming soon, but do you, I mean, when do you feel like you'll decide, okay, this is, I can step away from this and
Yeah,
still.
soon as I get an offer, I'm out. Like Home Depot's cool, and I'm grateful for the 17 years that I was able to, save 401k money. I was able to put a nice little bag to the side, but that's not what I want to do, man.
Yeah.
I've driven all the forklifts already. I know how to. I did. That's physical labor. I did that. I worked at UPS too, man. So I was loading trucks like Tetris before all of this, and I did a bunch of physical jobs. So once I told Illumination, I'm like, man, I'll be a janitor at an animation studio, man. Y'all just
to learn what you gotta learn.
Just get me out of there. Look, I'll be accidentally dropping artwork all over the place, flipping it under people's doors, and come on, man. Just get me out of that situation, man. I'll do the rest.
Oh man. For everybody just joining, like I said, we are having it's a celebration. It's a party, and we are celebrating our 1 year doing this show. And like I said, I'm just, like Joshua said, you're just so happy to be a part, even if you don't get paid, and being a part of your life, having you on the show, watching your journey. I just feel honored. All the guests that I've had on the show, and like I told you, we may have some surprise guests pop in, which we do. Mr. Sean Bellinger, another great guest that I had on the show, just popped into the studio to say hello. Like I said, I'm so humbled and so just, I love this. I love meeting and connecting with so many talented people. And, you just can't say enough about their work ethic, what they're creating. And I'm just so happy to be a part of it in some kind of small way and make these relationships and connections with them. Let's see if we can bring Sean in. Hold on here. I did have a setup. Mr. Sean, I appreciate Sean was my yes, we can, Sean. Sean was my first. Yeah, Sean was my first long interview. He was Sean. If you could slide over just a little bit there, I could adjust it myself. Okay, but you're good. Okay. Sean was my first long interview. I know when I started, I said, I'll keep it about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Sean said, man, I can talk. I love to talk. I think we went about an hour and 45 minutes. And he was the reigning king for a while until I got a couple of other ones there that were a little long. I just want to throw your name in here, Mr. Sean, so that everybody can know who you are. Sean is, and like I said, Sean, I'm not sure, I'm not sure if y'all have connected or seen each other on LinkedIn, but Sean, Joshua, Sean, I took one of Sean's 3D. Sean's a 3D game modeler with EA Sports.
Okay.
And does. I think at the time he was teaching Lightwave, 3D software that I was into.
Long time
And
ago.
yeah, long time ago, a long time ago, and he was doing a training, and like I said, just such a enthusiastic and loved the way he taught. And like I said, at the time I was learning 3D, so I had to reach out, and he was just so great. Another gracious guest for being on the show as well. And like I said, I can't thank you brothers enough for making the Color of Motion this past year, and the show in and of itself such a great show.
Having someone like you just I don't know, just showcasing talent from people of color, man. That is exciting because there's nothing out there doing, no one out there doing that right now.
Yeah.
So,
And to that point, I'm going to ask both of you, because like I said, it has been a year, and a year has gone by. How have you seen kind of that area either get better, or still, obviously it's still got a long way to go as far as, highlighting black talent, but over this past year, how have both of you seen it?
I mean, I really can't speak for a whole lot of people. I can only speak for what's going on, in the world of EA. But
Yeah.
And it is. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a direct result of just shows like yours, but you're a part of that. So, and there's just this concerted effort to make sure that, you know, I don't know, that there's more diversity and there's a huge focus. And you see that with a lot of the bigger companies, but even some of the smaller companies are really starting to focus on diversity. And not just, my biggest criticism of that has always been, well, let's just hire a bunch of black people and call it a day, and that's, I mean, that's, some people do that, right? So that's been
Yeah.
my huge criticism for a lot of these companies that are doing that. But I'm starting to see some real effort being made, and not because they feel bad or feel I don't know, guilty or whatever. It's because they recognize that it's a real need and it's a real necessity to have that diversity, and not for just diversity's sake,
Yeah.
but to really investigate real black talent out there and get that in. And I'm not one to say that black talent didn't exist like in the game industry because they didn't think because they don't think black people are good artists or whatever. But it's just I don't think a lot of black people think that they can do this type of work. And
Yeah.
so one of the things I like to do is be an example of that. I did that when I was teaching, like people know, and they're like, wow, this is a black dude that's, teaching 3D and then working in the industry or whatever. And so I don't want it to be, I try not to let that be the primary focus, right? But I do think that diversity, because you've got different vision, different views that need to be incorporated, not just working in the companies, but incorporated into the games that are being made.
Yeah. Yeah.
The game that we're working on right now, I mean, we've got, a initiative for making sure that different groups are represented in the game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What about you, Joshua? I mean, have you seen and felt like?
Yeah, the animation industry has done. It looks like it's more. I think last time we did an interview, it might have been less than 4%.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be a little higher now. Like I said, we spoke on the George Floyd death, and then
Yeah.
all of the initiatives that these studios have started. All we can do is hope and pray that the initiatives and their thoughts were genuine, and of integrity. Um, I do know, like Disney and what's my guy's name? The Proud Family,
Yeah.
Smith. Like,
Yeah.
like a lot of people that work on the Proud Family are black. Like
Yeah.
I do know, I see a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disney has the African movie coming. And as they get these black stories, they are hiring black artists, black actors and
Yeah.
actresses. So I do see that. It's another thing James and I spoke of. So he posted a video on I think Instagram, and it was him and other producers, but he was the only brother in there. And I was like, bro, is this
Is this the norm?
yeah? And he was like, nah, unfortunately it is, but
Yeah.
I ain't like that, man. Like
Yeah.
I didn't see any women in there. I didn't
Yeah.
like you have to like come on, man. Like
Yeah.
and I spoke to a company called BDP about a week ago. I get booked to do these speaking sessions too. I forgot to talk about that too.
Yeah. You've been doing a lot of
They
interviews.
pay me very well to come and speak on diversity and inclusion, but and empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy as well. Like not only do we need to hire all forms of humanity,
Yeah.
we need to understand like this is, gay, trans, whatever it is. We need to hear everybody's side of this story. That way we can tell the best stories and create the best the best stuff we can create, man. But I do see a difference.
Yeah. And to that point, and do you feel like it's going to still take that place where it's you creating your own content, such as Team Supreme? I know, Sean, I have in a couple of months, Emery Graham, who's created his own video game.
Shout out to Emery.
Really, really getting it out there. Is it really, do you feel like that's what it's going to be? Them, hey, we're just going to have to make our own thing and get it out there.
Yeah, I do. Without a doubt. I think if there's some folks out there that have that drive and that entrepreneurial spirit to do it, then yeah, they should. I think it's a multi-pronged sort of attack, so to speak. There's going to be artists who are going to do their own thing, create their own content, and I think that's good because I think that's the fastest way to get proper representation in content, right? But I also think there's a way to do it from within some of the larger companies too. With the initiatives and like Joshua said, you kind of have to hold them accountable and make sure that what they're doing is legitimate and not just a response to social pressure or whatever. I mean, it has to be legit. So again, that's always that's been my criticism the entire time. Is like everybody's like, oh, I'm an ally, I'm a this. I'm like, but are you really?
Are you really?
That's been so, because I get it. The need is there, but I also want these companies to respect that we actually do have the talent and not just hiring us because we're black. You see what I'm saying? There is a difference,
right?
And that can be very frustrating.
Yeah. What about you, Joshua? I mean,
ask that question again. What was it?
Do you feel like content creators such as yourself creating your own IP is going to be kind of the catalyst to kind of get more out there? Obviously, like Sean said, it's kind of a dual prong approach to where you have those ones such as yourself that are creating Team Supreme and pushing to get it out there, but then you still have those ones within the company really pushing it. And to that point, do you feel it's going to take people such as yourself who are willing to stand up and say, because you got a lot that are going in there and just saying, hey, I'm going to keep my mouth shut, do my work, and just, think about myself and that type of thing.
I think it's a lot of that actually, and it's unfortunate, but I'm gonna speak my mind, but respectfully. If I don't agree with something, I will say something about it. When I do character designs, they don't tell me I usually get a lot of freedom. So of course I'm gonna draw black people. I'm gonna draw people with amputee. And then let the art director choose. And I didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? So things like that. But to answer your question, I do believe is something that we will need to continue to do, is create our own IP. I think that's what helped me out big time. You get that brand, you brand yourself, you brand the IP. But I think a lot of times black creatives, sometimes they may not want to share their ideas because of people may be stealing it. You know,
Yeah.
they may try to steal it or take the ideas. But I didn't care.
And I think I asked this of, I think, Everett when he was on. Um, in that vein, do you think, I mean, even creating your own IP, do you feel like our sticking point is that we're not distributors? We're not, we're not big like Disney and have these big distribution deals. Do you feel like that's always going to be our sticking point, to where even content creators, whether they're comic book artists or whether they're game developers or animators, are still, if they want to get their IP out there in a bigger way, gonna be kind of tied to those companies that are primarily white, that have the development and have the distribution to get it out there?
Yeah, I think I mean, YouTube is perfectly fine right now. It's kind of like the music industry. Like I would want a distribution deal. That way you cut the middleman completely out, and you just make your music and then you distribute it on these little sites. If they like your music, they're gonna find the music. So it's a lot like that with the arts as well. Like if I wanted to create like little episodes for Team Supreme and put them on YouTube, they would go viral just as quick.
Yeah.
And that's when the Netflix and the Disneys will come back and we see what you're doing, but you gotta stay strong when they come with that money and want to take over the main characters and change stuff, and that's when it gets difficult.
Yeah. What do you feel, Sean?
Oh yeah, I mean I agree 100%. But I do feel like I would like to see some of these these big name entertainers or big names that are black that are in entertainment.
Yeah.
Take a look at entertainment other than TV and movies and music, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at content creators that are doing independent work, and say, hey, let's feature that. I mean, how come we, you don't necessarily have to start off as big as something that like Disney or Netflix to make some noise, but I feel like those companies do need a little bit of competition. So
Yeah.
I think
And I think to that point, you are starting to see a lot of, say, like the younger, more affluent blacks. Like I said, pretty much most of the, athletes. LeBron James has his own production company. All these athletes now are starting to, and just people that are in like this kind of affluent kind of space, start to put money behind these projects that
I agree.
get out there.
Yeah.
My biggest criticism of that sometimes is that they don't educate themselves on the content that they're trying to push, right? They don't take a moment to figure out. I mean, yeah, just like with white creators, black creators, there's good content and bad content. So I think we need to be just as stringent and try to figure out, what would be the best representation of that content to push out. But a big it's something that reminded me of that is many years ago when 50 Cent made that silly video game that called, but
didn't really serve.
I just felt like it didn't speak with the voice that we really should have, right?
Yeah.
I think it was a little too stereotypical when it came to representation.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with what he was trying to do, but I feel like if that's all we're focused on, then we're going to be pigeonholed real quick with content. Whether it's animation or video games or whatever. So I just having a little bit of knowledge, getting researching, getting in contact with some producers. And they may have to be white producers, but getting a little bit of feedback there just to get that ball rolling.
Yeah.
That's what I think needs to happen there. Otherwise, it's just going to be subpar content. Everybody's like, well, see, black people can make this or whatever, when they really can, and it's proven already. So, but it's just difficult when you're say, let's get someone to get in there and distribute. Well, they got to understand what they're distributing first. So
yeah, that's true. And like anything, like you said, it's so easy to get pigeonholed in a certain space. I mean, like I said, in the film industry, they thought all we did was gangsters, pimps, that type of thing. And there's so many more stories that are out there and that we go through.
Man, my favorite black character in a TV show was Robert Hawkins in the show Jericho, because he wasn't a stereotypical black character in this show. It was mostly white cast, but he's a family man, but he was struggling. And he was also in the government and stuff. And it just really showed a true to life sort of black man dealing with the whole issue of the show, right?
Yeah.
And that character just stood out to me for the longest time, because it just wasn't like a retread of whatever, so yeah, it just more of that, I think.
Yeah.
In all media is really what we need.
Yeah. And I think that's why, Joshua, your Team Supreme really stood out, because it wasn't the typical, like I said, superhero characters that we were used to seeing, and you were really passionate about this diversity and disability that others would see, were wrong. And like I said, when I saw the video you had posted, I forget his name, the young boy that had autism that you went to go visit.
Oh yeah, Jay.
Yeah, Jay, and how he just was just so blown away. And like I said, I know for me, my nephew is, like I said, has autism. It's such a powerful thing when you see characters that look and people that are doing. Like I said, I'm not a game developer like Emery is, but when I look at his game, it's like, wow, I'm blown away by what you've created and the energy that you put behind it to get it out there, and just the passion of getting it out there and why you're doing it.
Yeah, and to bounce off what Sean said about the character on Jericho, that shout out to that writers' room.
Yeah.
They must have had some form of a meeting where, like, look, this can't happen. This black character cannot be like this.
Yeah.
Enough of this type of stuff. And so shout out to that writers' room. I've never seen the show, but to hear that makes me happy, man.
Yeah.
And that's
you should check it out, though, dude. It's legit.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
I mean, I'm a bit of a sci-fi nerd, so
okay, for sure.
And to that point, it's like I said, it's gonna take those ones that are, like I said, like you, Joshua, like you, Sean, that are standing firm in, hey, this is what this character should represent, and being vocal and confident enough to say your passion. Because like I said before, you got a lot that are just going into studios, hey, this is my job. I'm not going to try and rock the boat to rock what I got going on or this and that, even though they can see it for themselves.
Right.
It's going to take those type of people that are willing to stand up and say, no, this is not what I want to do. It's going to take directors like Ava DuVernay saying, hey, this is not how I want this character to be. I'm not going to do this, regardless of whether it's Marvel or Disney, throwing the dollars at them to do it. Being able to walk away from something that just doesn't feel right within them.
Right. Yep.
Absolutely.
Sean, I had asked this of Joshua. Like I said, it's been a year since we could have had you on the show. What's been kind of your biggest thing over the year? I mean, like I said, you're doing a lot of amazing stuff with EA. What's been kind of your biggest learning thing uh, that you've kind of got to learn this past year?
Boy, so much. You know, I, until I started working at EA, most of the companies I worked for were pretty small. Sometimes, small businesses, whatever. Loved it, right? Even with the last company, the last game that I worked on was, we had, you know, at the most 200 employees. Now I'm working at a company that has thousands. And I think something I'm learning is how to be a leader in such a large system, such a large company,
Yeah.
and where I stand. With smaller companies, it's easier. I can get the ear of the leadership, the owner, or whatever, and say, hey, check this out. We should do this or whatever. But there's so many chains, and that could be both good and bad. But I think that's been really just how am I going to move forward and still make a difference and keep my hands you know in keep my hands dirty, so to speak. Um, I want to be able to make bigger decisions with the games that we're making, but I also I don't want to be so far removed from it, that I don't understand what's going on the ground, feet to the ground, right?
Yeah.
So um, yeah, so that's I think that's been the biggest learning experience for me, is how to push forward in this environment. It's not overwhelming, but it's also difficult to get people's attention. However, one thing that I did learn is you do good work and make good suggestions, and we got these company show its or whatever for what's going on, what we're doing, and you just stay engaged, then it's like they start to notice you and look for you. We got a new studio director, and for our studio, and he sat in on a few of our meetings, and where I was particularly animated and spoke a lot, and he ended up reaching out to me on LinkedIn. I was like, oh, this is legit, because I'm
Hey,
like this little guy, right? But
when people
so he reached
notice you,
out and
when
connected
you're
with
when
me.
you're true to yourself and you're
Yeah,
vocal about it, people notice you
yeah.
and you
So
stand out.
you really do have to, just like you said, you got to stand up for yourself and what you believe in, and really just stand up for representation. But um, you can't just sit still and just be another person working, in the cog, another cog in the machine, right?
Yeah.
There you're not going to see any change unless you make some effort, But unfortunately, it's a kind of a tricky game, right? Because you don't want to be too pushy. Then, for some reason, people try to, sometimes they turn off, they just quit listening, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's an unfortunate byproduct there. But yeah, just I don't want to say playing the game because it's not a game, but really just trying to figure out how to be a voice when there's so many voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and being an honest one at that for sure. Like I said, everybody, we are having a party and a great time. Continue to throw your comments in there. Like I said, I'm with my very special friends, Joshua Leonard with Illumination Studio, character designer, Mr. Sean Bellinger, 3D modeler with EA Sports. Like I said, such great companies for sure. Uh, Again, like I said, we've got, and I'm always thankful for all the guests and that have been on the show and the friends that have been on the show. Like I said, I told Joshua this, Sean. You, along with so many other guests, have made the Color of Motion one such a fun thing to do, and have encouraged me to continue to move forward and keep going as well. So you guys inspire me for sure, because like I said, it's fuel and food for me that just, okay, I can keep doing this.
It also lets us know that we're not alone. I mean, in
Mhm.
our heads, we know we're not alone, but it feels like we all have a connection, right, through this show, and also people can go back through and just watch. Like you interview my buddy Stan Hillard, and he and
Yeah,
I went to school
yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah,
I didn't know that. So, and then he and I have been talking a lot lately, and that's a real talented dude right there. So,
yeah.
he's all tripping about me working at EA, and I'm like, man, you got like big name people calling you the CG guy. I mean, come on, dude. So, it's but knowing that's exciting, man.
It
It's like
is. It,
I can't. It's indescribable.
yeah.
And,
Like I said,
and
I
it's
feel
all, it
like
always
I've.
happens, and so much of it just locally, but this is nationwide, worldwide, right? But even just locally, it just you connected with so many people that I met or went to school with or whatever, and it's just like this growing network, this growing circuit of talented Black artists, and I can't appreciate that enough, man. I
you
mean,
know
this is
and I appreciate that, and not to, and definitely not to minimize any of the other. Like I said, I've had Enrique Torres, I've had some great Latino artists
oh yeah,
on,
of course.
Alicia Estrada, um, Aubrey Eden Dukes, from the LGBTQ community, just so many talented people. And I appreciate the fact that you said that, Sean, because, like I said, my goal was to build a community of people that connected with each other and built this relationship, and had this kind of a bond to where, like I said, it may not be an immediate thing, but somewhere down the line there may be some connection if it's this community of
Yep,
creatives, um,
exactly.
pulling out some and creating some awesome stories, that tell their story in their own way.
Yep, totally agree, man.
I'm curious, uh, Joshua, um, moving forward. I mean, like I said, you've done a lot of things over this past year. You're a headstrong kind of person that just goes for it. I mean, what does 2022 look like for you, and what is your kind of overriding goal for 2022 moving forward?
Yeah, first off, I hope I finally get that check in the mail from you.
It's coming, man. It's coming. Trust me. By the end of the year, I'll own like I got a few checks to mail out, people.
Nah, let me see. 2022 for me. Let me see. Definitely the Oscars. That's gonna be major to hear
Yeah,
to hear
yeah,
that news.
yeah,
Team Supreme will be pitching.
yeah,
We'll be pitching Team Supreme in 2022. Um, just hopefully I get full time at a
yeah,
studio, man.
yeah.
I'm out here in Atlanta, but it's hard to get on at studios out here.
Really?
And yeah, I don't know why I didn't go to SCAD, so maybe that's why. I guess SCAD has the family
Relationship, yeah.
Yeah, these are SCAD studios out
It's a
here. But
SCAD era, and I've had on
man,
quite a few SCAD artists.
I know a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
them.
move to Texas, man. Come on.
Crazy, man. But that I say that to say this, the LA studios love me, so I'm always gonna appreciate that as well. So
Hey,
hopefully I get full time at one of them, man. So
that's all
I'll
right.
just continue to grow as an artist, learn as an artist, learn as a human being. I feel like we're here to be the best version of ourselves, and to just once we learn our purpose, man, we gotta go after it. So
Yeah.
I just want to be a good human being and give back and try to make a difference.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely doing that, Joshua, which is, like I said, why I say I appreciate your friendship and appreciate watching the things that you do, because I know what kind of brother you are, and like I said, the genuineness in your heart. Sean, are you looking to? I mean, like I said, you've always kind of, as long as I've known you, kind of had your hand in the kind of production side of modeling and this and that. Would you? Are you thinking about or would like to go into more the you know I guess managerial side of games and really getting that rolling, or do you enjoy having your hands in the actual creation of it?
And that's the struggle right there. Is trying to kind of balance the two. Um, I feel like I've been an art director on a smaller scale before, so I have a passion for it, but I also like keeping my hands in it. And
Yeah.
one of the things I'm doing is I have someone mentoring me at my job, and just he's been with the company, he's been with EA for 20 some odd years, and he's done every role. Like, he's been an art director, he's been a production whatever. I mean, all that stuff, and I've been sort of just bending his ear a little bit and asking him a lot of questions. So, moving forward, I mean, first thing, we need to, I want to get this game launched and, wow some people with it first, and then see what's coming down the line after that. But, the idea is to just keep pitching ideas, and even if it's not an idea for a full game, it could be pitching an idea for how to tackle a certain problem or whatever, and just demonstrating those skills and just acting on them. It's like, I've always I've always sort of run. I've always been of the mindset that you become the role that you want, right? You do what you want to become, and so, which is what I'm doing without stepping on anybody's toes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I try to do that as much as I can, and going into the game I'm working on right now, the roles for there was a very specific position that I needed to fill, but moving forward, who's to say, you know, I won't be a director of something, going forward because of what I've learned and what I've executed right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I do want to grow, but also want to be, and I want to grow. I want to grow as an artist, but as a professional, and as someone who can serve as an example, and then go back and say, hey, this is how I approached it. A lot of people ask me how I got into the industry, and mine was it was a very indirect way.
Yeah. No.
Being an educator and all that stuff. So, but I think a lot of that experience helps me uh, be a better leader going forward. So.
Yeah. Obviously. Um, I'm going to ask this of you, Sean, after I asked Joshua. Obviously, there's a lot of great animations that are animated shorts and films that are coming out next year. Some that have come out. Like I said, I um, I haven't seen it all the way through, but like I said, Everett just his new one with Maya and the Three just got released not too long ago on Netflix. Is there one that you kind of excited about coming out that you're haven't seen or looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, Matter of fact, I think it just came out today or maybe yesterday. I can't think of the name. I just saw it on LinkedIn. Hold on, here it is right here. It's a TV show by Riot Games. But the artwork of it looked crazy, and that's what I want to see. I don't know anything about this show. It is on Netflix, but it looked gorgeous. The type of animation, and then it looks like some stuff is drawn. Like it's. Let me see if I can get the Arcane. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Arcane. Yeah, if you see the preview for that, man, it's beautiful. So I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. Just for the art alone, man. I don't know anything about it. Like I love movies. I study them. Scenes and camera angles. I study all that stuff. I try to learn as much as I can, but yeah, that's really what I'm excited to see that. I might check that out in a minute.
Awesome. Sean, not EA games. Anything other than an EA game. Are you excited about? I mean, what have you seen game wise? I mean, because you could. I mean, of course, you love all the EA stuff, but just outside of EA games, is there a game that you've seen that's like, well, okay, wow, this looks pretty cool. The work looks really
I'm playing it right now, man. I'm playing Metroid Dread, dude. That game. And I know, there's a lot of people like, oh, well, that's on the Nintendo Switch, and this coming from I'm an Xbox guy. So, and obviously I like HD art, but the art on that is clean. Animation is clean. One of the things I love about it, it's a side scroller, which I love side scrollers. I think that, Metroidvania type games are just incredible. Ori and the Blind Forest is a prime example of that. But it's a beautiful game. It's beautifully executed. One of the things I really like about it is that the cutscenes are integrated into. So what happens is you'll get, it doesn't like stop. Like the side view of the camera changes into a perspective and then moves in for the cutscene, and it's seamless. And I just think that's beautiful. There's a lot of cinematography that's used in some of that as well. So I think that was very well executed, and my hats off to that team, man, because I don't have a whole lot of time to play a whole lot of games, but I have been addicted to that game, dude, and that's it's one of those things.
I think I was telling my guest not yesterday, but last week. Like, I try not to keep too many games on, because like I said, I could spend a lot of time playing games. So I may have a couple of games on my phone that I may play, because it's just, you can get lost in it for sure.
Boy,
oh man,
good on the phone too, man.
I'm telling you. Again, like I said, I want to welcome any viewers that are tuning in. We're having a great conversation with my friends and guests, Joshua, Leonard. Like I said, he was my very first guest that I had on the show, and again, like I said, he set the tone for just my thoughts on color emotion and how I wanted it to go moving forward. Again, like I said, we got a lot of things planned for the show in the upcoming year. I'm so excited about just the things that I want to do with the show. Like I said, we're already booking for March of next year, so we've got a lot more great guests coming up for the show. One of the things I have been saying, and of course, like I said, every guest is gonna get their swag bags. So I got a lot of swag bags to mail out once they get launched. But definitely, this is our launch of kind of our swag items that we will be releasing for the show. Like I said, my goal is hopefully before Christmas, because they make great Christmas gifts, but definitely by the new year, these will be launched. And like I said, all my guests will be getting a swag bag of some of these things moving forward, and all my past guests. But make sure that you go to the Color of Motion /swag. Sign up to get notified of when the items get released. Like I said, my goal is definitely to have these out rolled out by Christmas, but for sure by the new year. But I want you to get on the mailing list so that I can notify you of when these things will be available, for sure. So if you go to the Color Emotion /swag, like I said, these are just a few of the items to start out with. We're going to be coming out with a lot more fun stuff. Nice, uh, like t-shirt, a nice hoodie, a mug, and some other designs. Got some fun designs. I think I like the designs. I thought they came out pretty well, so they look good, and I definitely know they're gonna look good on you as well, and definitely want you to represent the Color of Motion family. So again, make sure you hop on over to the Color of Motion /swag. Sign up for the email notification, and you will be notified of when the items become available, for sure. Like I said, that's just one of the things that we got planned for the show. Again, like I said, we had launched. Oh, where am I at here? We had launched the Facebook group about a month ago, month and a half ago. It's growing for sure. So appreciate everybody that has gotten connected. I'm gonna jump over to this scene here. Where am I at? Make sure that you connect with me on all my social channels here. Definitely want you to be a part of the family. Get connected. Check out the show. Let me know how you're liking it. And, I want to hear from you. So you can find me and connect with me on all my social channels here as well. Like I said, we go live every Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you are one of those ones that tends to like to watch the show from LinkedIn or Facebook, that's great. But I do always encourage my viewers and guests to get connected on my YouTube channel /Don Terrell. Subscribe, comment, because and give a thumbs up, because that definitely helps. The algorithm definitely lets me know and the guests know that you're watching and love the show as well. And you hit the bell notification, you will be notified of when new episodes go up and great new content goes up for sure. Like I said, another one of the things that I do have planned for next year is to kind of have, you know, if the guests are down for it, some live sessions. Maybe have Joshua come on and do a live drawing session. Maybe have Sean come on and do a modeling session,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. But definitely, my goal is to, like I said, bring great content, great stories, highlight what all these super talented people are doing, so that you can be inspired like I am when I see their work and what they're doing for sure. I mean, like I said, you know, I've asked, both of you this, when I had you on the show, starting out, how do you feel like your parents would look at you now where you're at, as opposed to when you were a kid, where you're at? I mean, like I said, you're both doing big things now in this place. Um, are they surprised? Not surprised? Like, I'm sure they're
Oh
proud of
man.
you, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, my mom will tell you that she won't tell you this, but I'm pretty sure she was worried about me when I was a teenager. So I just I was doing my own thing and having fun. I was a skateboarder back in the day. And, I was good at it, so I thought, hey, that's gonna be my thing. But then it didn't become that. So I moved forward from there. But yeah, I mean, I think my mom especially knew that I was going to be doing something that was artistic. I was always drawing something and always taking pictures of stuff, and I mean every animation, all that stuff. I was just super drawn to that, and so I think she is definitely proud, but I don't think she's super surprised, that I'm where I'm at because she knows I'm also very driven.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I told her I was like, well, I'm gonna have my name in the credits of a video game and the name in the credits of a movie. And I've done both. The movie is not the greatest movie in the world, but it's still a movie.
Hey,
I have
it's
an IMDb credit because of it. So
that'll work. That'll work.
it's the first step.
What about you, Joshua?
Yeah, I think my parents are proud of me, and well, actually, I know they are, but I don't think they're surprised because I was drawn so young. I think they're more surprised that I didn't play. I didn't go to the NFL. That was the original. Like I was an athlete,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that was
yeah.
the. I knew I wanted to draw, but I was supposed to be in the NFL and in the major leagues as well. So that was my intentions, and then have the animation studio with the NFL money. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So I was gonna pull a Kobe. Pull a
yeah.
Kobe, but
Hey, and I still feel you're gonna do that too, for sure.
yeah.
Um, and like you know, I think you have kids, right, Sean?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so what is your you know goal and hope to show your kids? Like I said, you've been both been doing amazing things and um really set the example. You, Joshua, not just your kids, but just what you're doing with Team Supreme and everything. What is your overriding goal that how you feel your kids are looking at you? I mean, are they like, okay, Dad draws comics, he does this, It's like I guess
I mean,
maybe not an actor's kid would be just that impressed that their parents are an actor on movies or films, but
Yeah,
for
my
you,
son.
you know how inspiring it is to see blacks doing doing it in the industry for the younger generation. How do you feel your kids look at you and like, wow, okay, my dad's really doing things and really making an impact in this area?
Uh, well, I know my son's proud of me, and I think early on it was all about what games I can get him for free. So that was the start of
Yeah,
that.
you got
But
the hook. You got the hookup at EA. So,
anyway, but the big thing, he's actually told me this. He says watching me push and make things happen for our family, no matter what, you know, is what really impresses him. It doesn't matter that I'm working at EA or
yeah, yeah,
whatever. I've always, be not only just a provider, but also be an example to him on how to be a man in this industry or in this world, really. And he's still trying to figure out where he's wants to go with career wise or whatever. He's got a crazy aptitude for math and programming, so it might be something he'd be interested in.
mm,
But obviously, I'm going to support him in whatever he decides to do. But it doesn't necessarily matter. What really matters is that he understands that the drive and the sacrifice that has to happen when you're trying to do something great, and then that doing that doesn't make you better than someone else.
yeah,
You do that to be an example and to take care of what you need to do, but it's also about humbly growing and excelling and finding that next challenge, never settling in. I think a lot of people think once they achieve something, whether it's uh, graduating school or college or whatever, and they've reached this apex or the pinnacle and they can just rest on the laurels. And that's what I don't want him to do. And I see that in him now. So, it's like, okay, I've done this. What's next? What else can I learn? What new challenge can I take on? That's the biggest thing that I want to pass on to him, because then he becomes the example too. And he's biracial, so he's I tell him, you're biracial, but you're still black to the world. So these are the things to expect, and this is how you show people, your worth and what you're capable of, and and demand that they understand and see who you are through your work. So,
Joshua, you're, like I said, you got a drive about you. You've got, like I said, you've already said you're a determined person. You're focused on the thing. Is that what you're hoping your daughter sees from you as you're journeying through this as well?
Yeah, and she has. Like I said, she's a straight A student. But people don't know my daughter was born during Hurricane Katrina, so she got to see that struggle big time. I remember, I think she was like 4 or 5, and when we went to a restaurant and my card declined. So to see that, and to come from that, and then she still see, like, my dad never gave her, like, my daughter's my biggest supporter. Like, she loves everything I do. And we love Illumination. So when I got to tell her, like, hey, your dad is working on another, movie, but this time it's for this company that you love, that we grew up watching, with the Minions and Despicable Me. Like, she's a big time supporter. She's a straight A student, and I don't ever push her like, you better do this, or my parents didn't raise me like that.
Same here.
My pops was very, he grew up poor. He's, my parents from Texas, so I got all family out there in Texas. And but my dad is retired chief in the Air Force, so the highest, he got 3 master's degrees, 2 bachelor's degrees, like things like that. Even with all that success, he never was like, you need to do this. You better do like I did. He wanted me to be happy, man. At the end of the day, he's like, look, do what you love to do. And everything else will play off. So that's kind of how I raised my daughter. She wants to go to culinary school. She wants to go to HBCU.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, that's where the full ride is going to come in. Like, she gets straight A's. She's a good athlete. I'm not paying for college for her. She has to earn it.
You already got her car, so that's good. You can get to the college, but the rest is on you.
Hey, ain't getting nothing for Christmas either. And we told her that when we got her, man. Like, you gonna get this car, or you can get some Christmas stuff. What's up? The car, that's all she getting.
Like the typical, teenager.
And I would have loved to have that as a child. 16 years old with a drop top convertible. Come on, man. So she can't really complain at all. I definitely try to instill determination, drive, passion, tenacity, and I let her know, like, this is not gonna be easy. I don't sugarcoat things with her. I don't Disney talks with her and all of that. I'm not gonna lie to her like that, and I just want her to not necessarily be like me, but just see me. You see how hard I work. You see what the payoff can look like. So and that's what she says she wants to cook. How bad do you want to cook? Because they're not just a company's not just gonna hire you. They're not just gonna come to you. You have to prove. So in the meantime, go make me a grilled cheese sandwich. And
let me see how well you can cook.
Yeah, she got to learn, man. Look, y'all want some? We gonna eat tonight.
I'm right there with you, man. Since you want to be a chef, you can go practice.
Yeah,
I want ribs.
but seriously, that's what has to happen.
Yeah.
He has to start cooking.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah.
cook for you. You gotta cook for your mother.
That's-
Me and
Yeah,
your mother
yeah.
are not together, but we have
Yeah.
a really good relationship, and
Yeah.
we co-parent
Yeah.
better than anybody that I know. We've
Yeah.
always had a good relationship, and so yeah, I mean, she has to cook for mom. You got to cook for me.
Yeah.
When she
Yeah.
comes here, we do cook together, but she has to
Yeah.
start learning
Yeah.
on her own now. You know?
But like you said, it's how bad do you want it?
Yeah, man.
You know, that's what it comes down to. We can say we want to do this and we can say we want to do that, but when the rubber meets the road, that's going to show where it is, you know, whether or not you really do have a passion and a drive to want to
for sure,
excel at that thing that you want to do.
Right. And one thing I noticed, a lot of people are lazy. They don't even want to read. I'll make posts and stuff like that. Hey, the information will be in the post, and they'll DM me about the information that's in the post. Like, where can I watch? Like, I put it in the, the link is in the post. Like, oh man.
People ask me all the time, how do I get started? How do I do this?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've had this.
Man.
I've had this conversation with my sister before, and I told her, because and we talked about this. He's like, "Man, I don't know how to work my phone." Well, have you read the directions, or have you read this? And it's like you said, it's like a lot of people, they feel like once I graduate, I stop learning.
Yeah,
I don't have to open a book or pick up a book to read. And I'm like, that's where, you want to learn how to compute. You want to learn how to use a computer, but are you taking the time to learn how to use a computer? Are you taking the time to do the things that you say you want to do? And if you're not going to, like I said, oh, I'm too old. Okay, well, then you don't already...
you out.
You don't already stopped yourself, because you're telling yourself this and you're telling yourself that you can't do this or don't want to do this. And it's like,
it's never too late to get started. People keep thinking it's too late or whatever. I'm like, nah, dude. If you're already thinking that, then you lost.
Yeah,
you failed already. Yeah.
How are you? You can't sit there and complain. I know people that are like that, complain because they haven't reached their goals yet.
Yeah.
What have you done to push towards those goals?
Yeah.
What have you completed? I know people who will start something and then not finish it and then be mad because they're not going anywhere. I'm like, you got to finish though.
Yeah.
You got to, and sometimes it takes a long time. It takes energy, endurance, and drive. And if you don't have it, then it's not going to happen. You need to find something else to do. I mean, don't ask me a question when you don't want to hear the answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they know what the answer is, and they know what I'm going to say, and they don't want to hear it. And
anything worth having is going to take work.
Yeah,
it's going to take the work to get. And it's
that's what it boils down to. Everything takes work, man. Relationships, jobs, everything. And if you're not willing to put the time in, and the other thing that people get mad about is they don't get instant results.
Yeah. I think that's this culture. I mean, it's driven this instant kind of fame, instant kind of. They want. I mean, we're an instant culture.
Gratification.
Instant gratification. I want to eat now, so let's go to a fast food. Let's go to a fast food place. I want to, buy this. Okay, let's go to a convenience store. It's like, we all want this instant type of success, and then a lot of people get upset when they see you successful because they haven't put forth the success in themselves. They haven't done what it is that you wanted to do. I mean, and that's a great question. And I'm going to ask you both this, and I'm sure you may have a friend or two or somebody like that that may look at you and what you're doing and kind of want to bring you, like you were saying, Joshua, this kind of crabs in a bucket type of thing, want to pull you down when they see that you're doing something and moving forward. I mean, how do you deal with, and especially family members, because it's different with friends because okay, friends, I don't have to hang out with you, but when it's family, especially family that you love them, but you know they're like that mentality of like I said, oh, I'm too old to do that. Well, whether you say you can or you can't, you're right. So what are you gonna? Which one are you gonna choose? How do you deal with say those kind of family members that you know you understand their kind of where they're coming from, that old kind of mentality of okay, this is kind of my lot in life, and this is what I have to accept as far as and it's not what you want to accept, and it's not the direction and path that you're going on.
Yeah, for me, I don't have that problem. I wouldn't deal with them. If I did have that, I don't. I try to surround myself with positive people, people that think like me as far as determination. Like if you want to do this, that's all I'm gonna go get it regardless. You can stay where you at. And I remember when I was going to the Art Institute, I was one of the oldest kids in my animation program. I think I was 34, 35 at the time with 18-year-olds. And I remember telling the younger kids like, yo, I have to when I leave school, I gotta go straight to work.
Yeah.
All the time. I mean, and I'm still getting my homework done. I still was animating my projects. I won best in show. And I'm like, man, y'all have no excuse. You have no kids. So, I mean, when I'm seeing things like that and I'm talking to people like that, it's just the mindset. It's a different mindset. And I think when Kobe Bryant had that commercial, he was like, "Are you a different animal, but the
Yeah.
same?" That's it's that simple. I knew exactly what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I remember telling the kids like, either you gonna get the job at this animation studio or I'm gonna get the job,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna let you get it. So that's my mentality. Like I was so hungry to outwork everybody. I wanted to kill them with, as
Yeah.
far as,
Yeah. The
I
work
wanted
is
my work to be the best out of everybody else. That's just, and I'm still like that. I'm very, what do you call it? I'm an athlete too.
yeah.
You know,
I
I'm,
mean,
I'm
yeah, you're an athlete, so
yeah,
you strive to be the best that you
right.
can be
I
and to
want to be
push
the
yourself.
best. Yeah.
You
And
know.
am I the best? Absolutely. I'm not even close. But I want to try to do my best work.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If people have that mentality, I won't even come. I can't bait you an adult now. I can't baby you to say, oh, you want to do this? Well, maybe you come on, man. Do you want it or not?
Yeah.
I don't have time to baby people like that. You either want it and you really want it or you don't. So, and that's why I chose to have a passion where I'll never retire. I'll
Yeah.
never retire.
Yeah.
I won't, I don't, I'll never get tired of drawing.
Yeah.
I'll be not, as long as I can do this, I'll never, in both hands. If I lose one, I'll draw with my feet or something. I'm never gonna stop creating, and drawing and making art and telling stories. So I'll never, it's just a mentality
Yeah.
thing. That's all. And
Yeah.
it's not hard.
Yeah. In I guess you see it like in especially the black like entertainers or athletes that all of a sudden start to become affluent or in this certain level in space, they realize they have to leave some things behind. They have to
Hmm.
leave some friends behind that just aren't going
Yeah, 'cause
where
they'll
they're
drag you
going.
down, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
I'm like Josh, man. Joshua, I just avoid that stuff. Thankfully, I don't have family members that are like that either. I mean, they're super supportive. Although I'm always the guy they come to whenever their computer's broken or something like that. You work with computers, right? Can you fix my man?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, you said something about I was dovetailing off of something that Joshua said. It's you're not. people get upset. They're like, man, I looked at ArtStation. I can't believe I'm not as good as these artists and this and that. I'm like, if you are looking at ArtStation to compare yourself to those other artists, you're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
You need to look at ArtStation, look at all that art, and go, that's where I want to be.
Yep.
And try to figure out how they did that stuff. Connect with them and say, hey man, how'd you do that? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people share that information, man.
Right.
Especially if they've been in the industry for a while. So
Yeah.
but I mean, really, the only person you're competing with is yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I see people they just trip themselves up, man.
Yeah.
It's like don't
It's a fear. It's a fear factor too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
be better,
definitely.
be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I try to do, and then
Yeah.
I don't always you know achieve that, but you know
Right.
but you don't quit. I mean, it's like, oh well, I screwed up today. Well, there's tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's
Right.
be better tomorrow than I was today.
Yeah.
And and that's what I tell people. If you keep that thought process, then you're always going to achieve.
Yeah.
Yep.
It may not be, you know, you might have fits and starts, right? You might have little achievements and then bigger achievements, but you're always moving forward. That's the problem with a lot of people who harbor this, I don't know, anger or jealousy or crab in the bucket mentality, is that they don't want to put in the work. And when they see you doing it, they want to take you down for it, or you know, hope that or laugh at you when you fail or something doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like, all right, I know, you know, like 2019, I got laid off from my job. Okay, well, I got to make it happen, man. You know, I didn't have anything lined up. My portfolio wasn't in place, so I would work, you know, contract jobs in 3D and then work all night long on my portfolio. Man, I got no sleep, but it got me where I am now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way it's going to happen, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. You don't have a choice. When you don't have a choice, you have to make it happen. And I think a
Right.
lot of people just give up. Well, I don't, it's not working out. I might as well just quit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's just how it's going to be. You're not going to get anywhere if you're just thinking about quitting all the time.
Yeah, and
So-
it's, like I said, it's like that saying Henry Ford said: whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right.
Right. Yep.
One way or the other, you're right. So which one are
Exactly.
you gonna want to believe and want to do for sure? And
And now, you know what? The messed up part is when you try to be. I try not to let myself get frustrated about this, but when you try to be encouraging and like that Henry Ford quote, man, I try to encourage people, and I'm always posting encouraging stuff on my Facebook or whatever because I want people to have that drive because I feel like if you've got something to push forward to, then you know a lot of the unhappiness that people are facing. I mean, life ain't perfect, but you know all the people are just grumpy when they don't have a sense of purpose, man.
Yeah.
You know, you have a sense of purpose, man. Then you got that's where the passion and the drive come from, and I think people need to seek out what that purpose is.
And,
You know, it's like
and
your
I
daughter,
guess-
Josh, she wants to be a chef. Man, that's a real drive, real passionate purpose.
Yeah.
You know, when you have that, that's where you find the energy to do it when, you know, you're exhausted at 3:00 in the morning trying to get some work done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's where, you know, kind of my, I won't say frustration, but just, what's the word I want to use? Well, I'll say frustration for lack of a better word, that I have, you know, like with some of my family members, you know, and I get into this because I'm, you know, like I said, I'm big into self-development. I'm big into really working on yourself to make yourself better. Like you were saying, Sean, the only person you're competing against is yourself. And the only thing that you need to worry about is, am I better than I was yesterday? Am I striving to make myself better yesterday? But I have this conversation with, you know, with my family. They're like, oh, well, you know, you were born with this talent and this, you know, thing. And I'm like, everybody has something. You know, it's up to you to figure out what it is that you want to do that makes you happy and then go after it. You know, you get those ones that feel like or look at you like, oh, well, Joshua, you got this talent for drawing. or Sean, you got this talent for 3D, and it's like, well, yeah, I was fortunate enough to figure out what it was I enjoyed and was good at, but I still had to pursue it. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
coming to me.
Work
That type of thing, and I think, like I said, with me, not that my family is discouraging, but it's like you said, Sean, you're trying to encourage them to find their passion and their dream and make their, and I tell everybody, we create our own reality. Whether it's a bad reality or whether it's a good reality, it's on us and how we create it and what we create it to be. And you get, like I said, so many of those people, especially family members that just, you see they got something in them, but they're just not pushing themselves. And it's easy in this culture and in this day and age to, like I said, look at somebody else and what they're doing and compare yourself to them and get discouraged and make you stop and quit. Not to move forward, not to reach, continually to push yourself further than what you think you can do. Like I said, Joshua, as an athlete, you push yourself even though you don't think you can do what it is that you think you can do, but you're trained to push yourself and past that point to where you stop. Like I said, I tell everybody, your passion, your happiness, your joy is on the other side of pain and fear. You're not
Yeah.
gonna find it on this side. It's on the other side of your pain and fear. So whatever you're afraid of, whatever you're scared of, whatever you find painful, you're not gonna find your happiness on this side. You're gonna find it on the other side and pushing through that. You know.
Yep. I mean, there's no truer words than that, man. I mean, it is, unfortunately, success is forged in pain and suffering. So, and I don't want it to sound like it's like, oh, physical pain, but you have to push yourself hard and to the breaking point. To where you want to crawl under the table one day and just be like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get through it, and then push through that. It is the times where you really don't want to do something, where you really got to push hard to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna get too used to just letting it go.
Yeah.
And
I think we're afraid of failure. And we feel like failure is that thing that people are going to look at. When if you look at any successful person, fail. There is no, and I subscribe to this now. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is it's a learning thing.
yeah,
You don't. It's only failure if you fail to learn something from it and then iterate what you're trying to do from that.
you're either successful or you're learning, right?
Yeah. You're either successful or you're learning, and every person that's achieved
But
something has come
but the
across some obstacle or setback in achieving their goal.
reality of it is that failure is a part of success. And you look at anybody who has, you check out anybody who's got a successful athlete, billionaire, whoever, someone that's got a successful company. You see like the tip of the iceberg, man.
Yeah.
What you don't see is all the times where this idea was crap and it didn't work out, or they were truly on their way and then something fell out, but it's that drive that just gets you that point, you know. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was like, I got started late in my career, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be in my 40s before I get to where I'm gonna be. And I'm thinking, how am I gonna be doing this in my, well, I'm 51 now, so it's like I feel like I still got room,
Yeah. No.
I'm looking at the peak is like way up there, and I realize you get to that peak, and it's like, oh wait, there's another one.
There's
So
another peak to go to. It's always something.
so it's people just gotta stop letting excuses, and we're all guilty of it, but we gotta stop letting excuses determine our direction. Otherwise, we're not gonna get anywhere. I mean, it goes, like I said, it goes with everything, man. work, relationships, all that stuff, dude.
Yeah. And another, I think another big, I'm kind of big on quotes and big on stuff like that, but I'm a big believer of you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. And like you were saying, Josh, so you have to surround yourself around people that are forward thinking and on the same path as you, as opposed to, and I tell, like I said, this, I'm not trying to tell my conversations that happen, but these are the kind of the conversations that I have with my sister. I'm like, you know, you say you're tired of your job, you're complaining about this, you're complaining about that. It's like, okay, well, I mean, are all your friends? I'm pretty sure all your friends are probably doing the same thing, complaining about their job, complaining about their finances, complaining about this, and I may not be at the place I want to be, but my goal is not to look back, and my goal is to always move forward, to surround myself, because I know if I surround myself around people that aren't on the path, or thinking like I'm gonna fall back into that same kind of mode of, like I said, being resentful of other people's successes, or just not trying to do anything at all, which is why, like I said, I another reason why I love doing this show, because it does expose me to such great talented people that, like I said, inspire me to keep moving forward. Because I was like you, Sean. I don't know. I may be a little bit older than you, Sean. I don't know.
I've learned too much.
And I have to constantly, but see, I constantly tell I constantly battle with this voice in my head, like, wow, you're at this certain age, you aren't here, you aren't there, you aren't this or you aren't that, and it's easy to let yourself slide into this kind of negative thinking kind of talk, especially when you're not surrounding yourself around people that are pushing you and encouraging you to be better than yourself. So I definitely understand, the struggle. We all, have those. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, Joshua. Maybe you can say it. I mean, you're a pretty confident person, but I'm pretty sure you have your days where you're, it's a little bit harder than other days to kind of push yourself through and motivate yourself through. We all go through those
Sure.
kind of days, you know. But that's where it takes, like I said, one, believing in your talent, believing in your passion, surrounding yourself around the people that are really gonna get you over that kind of little hump that you may go through, or slump, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's what successful leaders do, anyways. Is they build teams with people who are more, have more skill and talent than them. You know, they fill in all the deficiencies that you have, and B, I am not afraid to learn from someone that I'm leading. Because everyone has a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a new way of looking at something. Me, I might be working with someone who's a few years younger than me, and they have a different perspective. Like, well, have you thought about doing it this way? I'm like, oh man, and then I incorporate that. I think a lot of people, look, I am not afraid to. Like when I was teaching students, they would say, "Mr. B, did you think about this?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, how did I miss that?" And to this day, I'll still be using stuff like that. I'm not afraid of that, man. I think a lot of
Oh
people
man.
who try to succeed, they let themselves get bent out of shape because they think I try not to be the smartest guy in the room.
No,
I
you
try not to
can't.
be
Yeah, you can't.
yeah,
Or
I
the
try not to
best.
be that,
Yeah.
and because I always want to learn.
Yeah.
And so, and I think a lot of people feel like they're owed something because they're this or they're that, and I don't, I don't subscribe to that,
Yeah.
because it doesn't do you any good. It really puts you in a situation where you're believing your own hype.
Yeah. Well,
And that doesn't get you anywhere. It's the
do
echo
you
chamber.
feel like that's and kind of Josh, who you talk to a lot of, like it's a younger one. Do you feel like that's kind of the mentality that they want to be kind of the big fish. They don't want to feel like there's somebody in the room that's better than them or knows more than them. Do you feel like that's what holds a lot of people back,
It's possible.
and
A lot of people want
not admitting to that somebody is better at something than me, or
Hmm.
looking at work that wow they're better at it than me, so that's I don't want to hang around them because they're better at it than me and it's going to show me up. Do you feel like that's how a lot of
I
people
know
are?
some people that are like that. I've sort of you know dismissed that those elements out of my life. So, but yeah, there are people that are like that. There are also people that I know that are super. I know people that are more talented than me who are not successful,
Hmm.
and then they compare. They're like, well, I mean, without saying so much, they'll compare their work to mine and pretty much say, well, my work's as good as yours, if not better. Well, how come I'm not? I'm like, hey man, I can't answer that question. All I know is what have you done to get to where I'm at. It's not. Talent's only part of the equation.
Yep.
You know, you can hire the most talented artists out there, but if they can't deliver the art, then
Or work in a
it's
team.
not gonna matter how
Yeah.
good their art is. So and that's like I said, it's only part of the equation. So
Yeah.
I quit. I just quit letting people like that get to me. Because they're super judgmental, and I'm like, you can be that way if you want to. Um, if you want to get here, I'll put the hand up and show you what you need to do to get to this point. But you can you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it, right? So that's what's got to happen. They need to make it happen on their own, and there's no amount of you know uh, influence or input that I can give them that's going to make a difference until they choose to move forward on their own.
Yeah.
So
No. And Joshua, you just made that point as far as working on a team, I've heard this. Trust me, I've heard this from so many animators, creators. And if a company feels like you're an asshole and can't get along with a team,
Yeah.
you're not going to go far in this industry. And to the point of, like you said, most people, seasoned veterans that have been doing it a while, if they see that you're really interested and hungry and learning and humble about learning, they have no problem with sharing the knowledge that they've learned and picked up over the years, and being part of a team. Is that, like I said, something obviously you really work hard at and I don't even think you really have to work hard because that's just who you are outside of the drawing. Being a humble person and your personality really taking you a long way, Joshua.
Yeah, I think that I think a lot of it does have to deal with personality, and I mean, and your brand. I don't have people like that around me. Like if there any type of negativity and stuff, I don't know if it's around me because I don't see it. But I would hope not. I would hope that I don't have any of that type of
Yeah.
negativity. But yeah, you got to be able to get along with and work with these men, women, all types of people. It's crucial to the industry, and
yep.
you won't look your way if and all it takes is one bad
One bad review.
yeah, one bad review for them to stop promoting you and getting you more gigs at another studio.
Yeah.
So it's
I agree.
I try to go into each of my gigs with a first of all very humbled attitude, very humble. You got thousands of, hundreds of thousands of other artists that are probably better than you, but you're the one that got chosen. So it's, um, I'm always really grateful, but
Same here.
you know,
Yep.
it's just like I said, it's a mindset thing.
Yeah. Well, like I
Hey,
said,
Don, I'm gonna have to call this short, man.
yeah, and I was just getting ready to let both of you go because, like I said, this has been awesome 1 year anniversary show, and I can't thank both of you enough for jumping on
Yeah, man.
Sean, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Appreciate you taking
Right on.
a minute to jump on, brother. You know I'm looking forward to having you back on the show, Sean.
Of course.
For sure, and we'll be reaching out to you. So I'm gonna let you go real quick there,
Sounds
Sean.
good, my friend.
Joshua, everybody, again, thank Sean for jumping in for sure. We appreciate you there, Sean. I will be hitting you up and touching base with you in the next couple of weeks or so.
Sounds good, man.
All right, man. Have a great one for sure.
Dude, take care. Joshua, you too, man.
Have a good one, Sean.
Joshua, man, like I said, I can't thank you enough for making this, like I said, a very special 1-year anniversary show for me, man. Like I said at the beginning, I'm grateful for you kicking off the Color of Motion the way you did, and you definitely set the tone for the show. And like I said, I can't thank you enough, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. What you're doing is amazing, and we appreciate you. So keep going, and I'm whatever you need, I'm here, man. Just make sure you spell my name right on those checks.
Yeah, everybody heard that he dropped the checks to like 3 or 4 times, so I'm obligated to send that along with the swag as well, man. Joshua, like I said, I'm always super stoked watching what you're doing and following your success and everything. And one, like I said, I can't wait to see what comes from you and Illumination, and all the other things that you're doing. Super can't wait for us to eventually at some point work together and do some stuff together for sure. So
absolutely,
I want to thank you for making this a special day for me, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. And I'm actually about to get to work on the Illumination stuff. So
okay, well, I'm not gonna keep you. So everybody, let's give a big thank you again. I will be putting Joshua's connection information in the show notes when it goes up. So make sure that you connect with Joshua, check out more of his work, and just see the great things that he's doing. Brother, I appreciate you, man. Have a great one, and I will talk to you soon, Joshua.
Thank you all. Thanks for listening. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Like I said, it's been a super amazing 1-year anniversary. Again, like I said, we got a lot of great things planned. The website will be up probably the beginning of the year when the swag items come out. Again, I'm going to throw this up here. Make sure you please sign up for the email notifications so that way I can keep you abreast of when the shop goes online and all these items become available, because I definitely want you to sport some Color of Motion swag and get your swag on for sure. Like I said, I'm super excited to be unveiling these. My goal again is to really have these out and available before Christmas, because like I said, I know they'd make a great Christmas gift. But for sure, by the beginning of 2022 January. So again, that's why I want you to jump on and sign up for the email notifications so that I can keep you abreast of what's going on. Also, for anybody, we wanted to do some giveaways for sure. Make sure that I'm gonna. Well, how am I gonna do this? Whoever, I wanna get some comments on the YouTube channel show when this goes up on the YouTube channel, which it'll be up by tomorrow end of the day. So if you comment on this anniversary show, I want to get my swag on, you will be put into a drawing to get a swag bag yourself when they come out. Comment, sign in to the email notification to let me know. But once I see your comment, you will automatically be entered into the giveaway. And we will be giving away a nice hoodie, shirt, and mug. So I definitely want to get that. And I think I'm going to run that until the 1st of December. So you got till over the holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, until the 1st of December to comment on the YouTube, not the LinkedIn, not the Facebook, but the YouTube episode of this anniversary. I want to get my swag, Color Emotion swag on, and you will be entered, so that when these come out, you will get you a prize as well. So, man, like I said, I could go on and on and on and on and on. And like I said, would, kind of love to as well. But like I said, this has been a great, 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 great party for sure, and a great anniversary show. I gotta break it up here with this. It's been a great, great, great 1-year anniversary show. Again, I can't thank my very special guest and friend, excuse me, Mr. Joshua Leonard, for coming on and making it like a very special day as well. Also, my guest and friend, Mr. Sean Bellinger, for dropping by the studio and saying hello as well too. For all of you that have tuned in, all my viewers that have tuned in, Mr. Raul, man, I appreciate you, my brother, for just sticking it out, man. I can't say it enough, man. My island brother, I appreciate you. Such an awesome guest as well. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, I thought it was a great show for sure. Would have been cool, man. Maybe next time when I do another special, you can jump on as well. Would it be cool? Would have been cool to have you jump on. I could have had I could have had 3 more other guests, on. Ecamm allows me to have 4 guests at a time. But like I said, so thankful that Sean dropped by, said hello. So happy that you, the viewers, have tuned in, and you, the viewers that always tune in. Like I said, you've made this first year an amazing one for sure. And like I said, there are, we just got done talking about, there are moments where, you're having a tough day or a hard time, but it's moments like this, it's guests like that, it's viewers like you that really inspire and encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I've enjoyed, like I said, it's been a hell of a ride so far this first year, and I am just super, super excited about the upcoming year and everything that I have planned. I have a lot of stuff, cooking up for the show, sponsors for the show to help continue to make it grow. Great guests lined up well into March, and just the community is growing. the channel, YouTube channel is growing. So I thank you uh, for making that happen. You know, I couldn't have done it without any of you, for sure. So thank you for being a part of the Color of Motion family. Um, Again, make sure that you know, like I said, this was a full weekend with Matthew yesterday, Joshua and Sean today, and the anniversary show today. This was a full weekend. Next week we got another great guest. I told you yesterday, lined up, Mr. Adediyo Arabic, comic book creator with Brown Roots Studio. That's going to be another great show that I'm looking forward to. And man, I'm just looking forward to pressing on into 2022 with this. Like I said, when this started, it was like a runaway horse I wasn't expecting. And all of last year, I was just doing my best to hang on for sure. But I feel like I said, I've gotten, obviously, if you've seen the earlier first episode with Joshua, for sure, I've gotten a little bit better and learned a little bit more than where I was at. So, like I said, you guys and my guests help to continue me to push forward. So again, make sure that you go get signed up for the swag items. Again, colorofmotion.net/swag. Sign up for the notifications so that you can be notified of when these great items become available. Again, I'm going to throw this up again real quick so that you can see, because I like them. I think they're pretty cool. So sign up so that you can be notified. Again, if you want to get entered into this contest where I'm going to be doing a giveaway, make sure that you comment on the YouTube episode, not my LinkedIn or the Facebook episode. It has to be the YouTube episode. And this contest is going to run until the 1st of December. So you have until the 1st of December to comment on the episode. I want to get my Color of Motion swag on, or something like that. I want to get my swag on, but just comment swag, something like that. I want to get my swag on. That's shortened to this point. I want to get my swag on. And you will be entered into the contest to get you one of these beautiful shirts, a hoodie, mug, and all of that. Of course, like I said, all my guests will be getting a swag bag. So I got a lot of swag bags to be mailing out by the end of the year for sure. Plus some, like Joshua said, some checks. So he was just kidding. But I definitely got to get them a swag bag for sure. So with that, man, like I said, this has just been a fun day. You made it a fun, and very special anniversary. So I hope everybody has a great week, has had a great weekend, and I will look to see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a great one, everyone. Cheers.